I've noticed my opponent tries to imitate me a lot, even in dressing and the choice of music that he plays on his campaign grounds. I see he tries to imitate me, and I admire him for that, because one of the greatest things for me in life is to meet someone who says, because of you, I was inspired to also do something. So I like that he's taking a lot of inspiration from me. But I will wish that he will understand that it is not time for him to compete yet. It's just time for him to continue to learn. So I would have expected that because his party is in power, he would have used that opportunity, to show how willing and able he will be when he is elected, because I did that in 2015. In 2015, before I even became, a member of parliament, I did a lot of things, but there were 5 remarkable things that I used the opportunities I had at the time to do. Okay. One, I started the construction of 2 classroom blocks. One at the Fo Zion, that is in Fo. One here, which is just, opposite us, the Nyanshago, Our Lady Park. And then a dormitory block at Nobisco, the school that the lady spoke about.
I think the classroom block is...
Yeah, so the classroom block is there. So these were the things I did even before I became member of parliament. I went to get fund.
This was in 2015?
This was in 2015, 2016.
Okay.
I went to get fund, and I lobbied for these projects to be brought. I practically brought them to the assembly and, supervised the awarding of those contracts together with the DCE at the time. So we had the Full Zion, school. We had this particular block, and then we had the dormitory block at Nobisco. That was my way of, demonstrating to the people what I wanted to do if I was given the opportunity. The second thing I did was that I lobbied the Ghana Education Service at the time through the Minister of Education. My good friend and brother Samuel Okudzeto Ablaka was Deputy Minister of Education at the time, and got the Kalipohene Senior High School a school bus, which is still there. That is what I did with my government in power, to show that if given the opportunity, I was going to represent them well. And that's why I'm saying that I was expecting that my younger brother, who is trying to imitate me, would have imitated me in that direction, and perhaps that would have given him some mileage. I also brought about electrification into some of our communities. In fact, this community, Nyanshago, did not have was not connected to the national grid at the time that I came. They had electricity, all right, but many of the homes that had electricity had actually connected from the quarters, and they buried the wires, into their homes. That was the situation when I came in 2015.
Which year was it?
This was 2015, 2016. Before I became member of parliament. Okay. I lobbied and got my very good friend and brother.
I think we put some of it on the screen,
right?
So we can see.
So those are some of the pictures that you see.
Electrification projects.
Yes. So these are new ones that I've done since I became member of parliament. I've done a number of electrification projects.
Now?
This is a water project,
okay.
A borehole and water project. This is an extension that we did recently at the Paumo area. That is the Nantong Paumo area.
Now, we've been to other constituencies in the region.
Yeah.
And one of the issues that have come up consistently is the issue of potable water.
Yeah.
Is this still an issue in this constituency?
It's a very big issue, but I'll come to that. I was just telling you about how I ensured that this area became, connected to the national grid. Then I also ensured that the Kalipohene rural community also was connected to the national grid. And then the Kamvlik Paumo was also connected to the national grid. That was before I even became member of parliament. And I started a major road, the 3rd Ring Road in Tamale. That is around the King David area. This was part of the government emergency road project. And through the support of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama then, and working with the urban roads at the time, it was awarded, and the work had started. Unfortunately, this government, when they came in 2017, suspended works for about a year through activism in parliament, together with even the local chiefs. One time I had to transport the chiefs of the area to parliament to meet with the road minister. And the road contract was re-awarded to the regional vice chairman of the NPP, unfortunately. And it has become a political road. I understand most of the money required for the road project has been paid to the regional chairman, yet it remains undone. And the people are suffering for it. So these were some of the interventions I used.
Or they haven't continued since?
They have continued, but not to the level that it was supposed to go. And up till today, 7 years on, a road project that was supposed to take 18 months, 7 years on, they have not even tarred the road yet. It is...
what are the reasons you've been given?
Well, sometimes I run into the contractor who is the regional vice chairman of the NPP on my way to Accra on board flights, and then he complains that he hasn't been paid. I meet the minister in parliament and I confront the minister, and the minister also gets angry and tells me that he's lying. I've paid him all the money that he needs. So NPP, two NPP people, since they are not trustworthy, you don't know who to believe.
Has he shown you any evidence of payment?
The point is that NPP cannot be relied upon. So if the two of them cannot agree on one thing, it makes it easy for me not to believe any of them.